Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Bryant with Amusement Source. I'm here with Hilda.
Hi.
And we're at SeaWorld San Antonio. And what we're doing today is we're going to check out the all-new Turtle Reef. We're going to eat tons of food here at the Seven Seas Food Festival. And we're going to look at the 2020 construction that is happening. Looks like a wooden coaster maybe, but we'll check it out. I will say this, they do have metal detectors here now. And we waited a while. So just keep that in mind when you're coming. It's not so easy to just get in now. They were pretty efficient. They just didn't have enough of the lines open. But we're gonna head in to the park right now. Let's go! Over here at the entrance of Aquatica is Ihu's Breakaway Falls, and it is open for business. It was almost open when we were here last time, but I guess it's been open for a while now. So really fun, intense slide complex. And as you can see, it is nice and crowded here in this little front area. Everyone's probably ready to eat some delicious food. Alright folks, because we're Platinum Pass holders, we did get a free 3 sample card with our 15 sample card. With the discount, this only cost around $48, so really awesome deal. It also came with a souvenir cup. I'll show that to you guys here in just a second. Here's the souvenir cup showing off the Seven Seas Food Festival logo. Here is a look at the pretzel kitchen, which just opened here pretty recently. I think we can go up to the menu here and see what they have. So they have a meatball pretzel and a pepperoni or cheese pretzel. That's all pretty awesome, so definitely worth a check out if you come out here. Stopped here at the South Atlantic Brazil stand, and just to give you guys an idea of what they have, feel free to pause the video. We went with the Brazilian roast beef sandwich and the pão de queijo, which is Brazilian cheese bread. And just to give you guys a reference of where this is, we're right across from the theater that has the fun rescue animal show, and then there's the playground area over here, and then over here of course you have your Sesame Street kiddie section. So kind of the first booth you hit if you go towards the right when you come in. Alright folks, here's a look at that sandwich, which has the roast beef and it has cheese and pickles and tomatoes. And then this is the cheese bread with some kind of sauce. So the cheese bread was absolutely delicious. I would totally get that again. The sandwich wasn't necessarily not delicious, just kind of dry, like it kind of needs a sauce. But all of the ingredients on it were totally fine. The bread was good. So both are definitely a very decent option to try at the Brazil booth. So all you got to do is follow the pathway down and you run into the Hawaii booth. And I'll show you guys what the Hawaii booth has to offer. Here's a look at the Hawaii booth menu. Hilda, what are you thinking about getting?
Poke bowl, probably.
I think maybe I'll try the Spam fried rice. Not sure.
You should.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. You guys are probably noticing that we're getting stamps, and if you get all of the stamps in this book, you do get a free dessert. So we're going for that free dessert. All right, y'all, here's the poke bowl with the spicy tofu. That is what Hilda decided to get. Here is the spicy chicken wing, just to show you guys we're not actually going to eat that. And then here is the Spam fried rice. The presentation's very pretty. So the Spam fried rice was pretty good. It was very fresh. They definitely made it when I ordered it. The spicy tofu poke bowl, it was spicy, but it did have fresh ingredients like cucumbers. The rice was cold. It was spicy though, so when they say spicy, like they mean spicy here. Here is a look at Steel Eel, one of the park's roller coasters. It has been completely repainted. Yellow track, dark purple supports. As you saw in our last SeaWorld video, it was on the verge of being completely painted, but it's finished now, and I'll try to show you guys more as we go down all the pathways. Next up, we're going to check out the Mediterranean booth, and I'll show you guys here real quick what they have. You can also get a great view of Steel Eel from here. Here's a look at what they have here at the Mediterranean Sea booth. You can see they have paella. They have that charcuterie sampler, which actually sounds good. The Spanish cheese flight tapas sampler. You can see the dessert, wine and cocktail and beers they have here. So some of this sounds pretty good. We'll have to see what we end up with. We opted for the paella here, and you can see it's looking pretty good. They did make it right when I ordered it, so it is fresh. And then this is the white sangria, which is one of the adult beverage options here at this booth. So the paella was just okay. I will say that the seafood in there was very fresh. You do kind of have to have a particular palate for that seafood. It's mussels, things like that. The shrimp was delicious. The rice was just, you know, not really anything special, but I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it, but it has kind of been the most underwhelming thing we've eaten so far for me. Next up, we're at the Pacific Ocean booth, and I'll give you guys an idea of the menu. We have Korean beef short ribs, chicken gyoza, yellowfin tuna with lotus root chips, chicken yakisoba, jackfruit yakisoba, blistered shishito peppers, and then you've got some dessert options, wine, sake, cocktail, and beer options. Feel free to pause if you'd like to look at this more in depth. Here's a look at the chicken gyoza, which comes with a dipping sauce, probably soy sauce. And then here's the yellowfin tuna, which is very pretty, very nicely presented. We also did get the melting snow beverage, which definitely has alcohol in it. Alright y'all, the yellowfin tuna was absolutely delicious. It came with a seaweed salad as well, and the really striking thing about the two is that the seaweed salad tasted completely different than the yellowfish tuna, and I mean that in a really good way. There were two very specific tastes, two very fresh tastes, delicious tastes. This melting snow drink, it is intense, so it pretty much tastes like pure liquor, but some people are really into that, so if you're into that, that's a drink for you. Over here near the Great White roller coaster is the chill out zone, so we're gonna check it out. And this is open to everybody. So this might be the coolest thing ever. They have a live DJ, they have a bar with all kinds of drinks. And then of course there's a light show going on all over the room. It's not very busy in here, but it is very cool. Don't know if it's 50 degrees, but it is definitely very sufficient for how hot it gets in San Antonio. So very, very cool. So as you wind around Great White, you come up to the Caribbean Jamaica stand, and here is their menu. They have jerk chicken with Caribbean slaw, jerk pork, white cheddar mac, jackfruit curry, sounds pretty good, curry chicken, spicy beef, then they have some desserts, cocktails and beers. It's looking pretty good so far. Here is a look at the jackfruit curry with jasmine rice. It looks pretty good, it smells good for sure. And then this is the jerk pork white cheddar mac, which is, you know, probably a standard mac and cheese with some pork in it, but we'll have to try it out and see what it tastes like. Alright guys, the mac and cheese was pretty delicious. The pork did have a little kick to it. Not as spicy as the tofu we had earlier, but definitely a little kick. I liked it a lot. The curry was okay. The curry part itself wasn't too bad. It could have had a little bit more flavor, I feel like, but the rice was just kind of bland, so I would probably stay away from that one if y'all hit up the Jamaica booth while you're here. They still have some Fiesta medals here that you can purchase. Limited edition. Let's see if we can focus in on that. There we go. So, lots of detail, as you can see. Not sure how many of these they have, but like I said, right now they still have some. They are $26.99, and they do have other various medals here as well that are a little bit cheaper. And then of course you have this pretty fun themed shirt as well. Alright folks, this hasn't officially been announced by the park, but we're just gonna give you a little sneak look here. Lots of footers going on, and this is right across from the all-new Turtle Reef section, which this is obviously some kind of roller coaster. We just haven't gotten official word on it. We'll get a better look from another angle as well. Alright folks, this is kind of the first shot of Turtle Reef as you come out of that tunnel we just showed. You can see the sea swinger up there. The actual turtle exhibit is down this way. But this is all really clean looking. All right, we kind of got up on the upper platform of this Turtle Reef area, and you can see back in the area that we've already got pieces, actual physical pieces, not just footers, going in for this new attraction. And we can assume it's probably going to be a wooden roller coaster, but it does. Rio Loco, which is the park's rapids ride, is over here. This fencing actually wraps all the way around Rio Loco, and then of course this ride is bumping all the way back this way. So, I mean, we're looking at a pretty decent sized wooden coaster, I would have to say. Very awesome. Really looking forward to an announcement, because like I said, they haven't announced this yet. See if I can get in a little bit better in on these structures over here. But yeah, I mean, they're not wasting any time, and it does look like they are keeping it fairly terrained back here. You can kind of see it's still hilly and such, so it's going to be really fun. Here's Riptide Rescue, which is one of the new flat rides here in Turtle Reef. So a lot like the old Troikas, but I have heard that it is a little bit more tame. It does look very fun though. Here's the filtration system for the actual turtle exhibit. As you can see, it's all very natural, very state-of-the-art. Here is a look at the Sea Swinger. It's kind of amping up. If y'all have been to ZDT's, which isn't too far from here, they do have a version called the Dizzy Toucan. It's more intense than you would think it would be for sure. I'm not gonna ride this today. It's very hot and just doesn't really seem like a good idea, but they are very fun rides. There's this little photo op spot here, and today, instead of laying down and doing a fun mirror picture, they actually have a bird out here, and this is some kind of spoon-billed bird that is actually native to the area, but very pretty. So you get to take a picture and learn about animals at the same time, which is a really cool concept. We're over here at the gift shop across from the Orca experience, and another very park-specific pin that I can't get to focus, but you kind of see it's the entrance to the park. So what was that? $7.99, not too bad. And of course you have your Walker Texas Ranger pin, which is also at least Texas specific and SeaWorld San Antonio specific. See, $7.99. So not too bad. They have a few fun merchandise bundles here. You can see for $34.99 you get these 3 shirts. They just have them packaged up here. And then this is one of their shirts. And over here for 25 bucks you can get this backpack and this hat. So that's kind of fun. And then of course, like us, we have a platinum pass, so all of this would be an additional amount off as well. So that's the gift shop we were just in. It's right across from One Ocean, the big stadium here. And as you swing around this way, you end up at the Mediterranean grease stand. I'm gonna show you guys the menu now. See, we've got shawarma with skoog sauce, gyros with tzatziki sauce, glazed mini lamb burger, Greek zucchini fritters, you got some baklava, and a few cocktails there as well. Here is the chicken shawarma, which also looks like it has a lot of really fresh ingredients on it. I did want to try the mini lamb burger. Unfortunately, they were out of it. All right, y'all, we just finished the chicken shawarma. It was pretty good. The vegetables that they had in there were definitely really fresh, and the chicken was great. And the bread was fine too. It didn't particularly stand out to me, if that makes sense, but I'm not gonna sit here and say it wasn't delicious, because it was pretty good. So over here was the grease booth, and then you just come up this pathway a little bit. Boom, you have the Italy booth. I'll show you guys what they have here at the Italy booth. They have a bunch of flatbread pizzas. You can see Mediterranean shrimp and pesto, meaty Italian, chicken, grilled steak. And then they have a slider. You can get a cannoli. They have some wine, cocktails, and beers. So let's go get something. All right, friends, here's the Italian meatball slider. You can see pretty awesome meatball in there. And then we have our flatbread, which has the shrimp and other items on it. So we'll have to give these a shot. Alright y'all, so the food at the Italy booth was very delicious. That meatball is not your typical frozen meatball type of situation. The sauce that they used on it and the actual meat itself was very delicious, and the bread that it was on was delicious as well. As far as the flatbread, it was pretty good too. It's not something that I would typically get anywhere, but it was very fresh and just had a nice kind of mix of flavors to it. We did skip the France stand just for a little bit, just because we wanted to do more savory. Gulf of Mexico stand is kind of over on the side of Journey to Atlantis. Let's check the menu here. You can just take a look. I think I might try to do the bulgogi, because that sounds pretty good. Here is the braised beef tacos, and then these are the chicken tacos right here. So you get 2 of those with a punch. They do have the adult beverages as well. Here's the mojo pork with black beans and rice, which is, whoa there, which is probably the most food you're gonna get out of any of these samples. So this is quite a bit. We just finished up at the Mexico booth, and very, very surprisingly good. I got the mojo beef, as you saw, and Hilda got those braised beef tacos, and the tacos were awesome. The corn tortilla was really fresh and just really well made, and then my beef, it felt right apart when I hit it with the fork, and then it had like a really sweet and sourish kind of nice taste to it, something I've never had before. So if I was gonna get something twice, this might be the booth that I come to. So the sun isn't at a super favorable angle, but here's the France booth. They do have a wine tasting section here, which you can see right here. And if you, all of these except the bottom option are on your punch card, but we will keep on walking and show you guys the actual food menu, which is a series of crepes, and they do have some desserts. So this is the last booth that we're gonna hit up, and just so you guys can see reference of where this booth is, it is right in front of Journey to Atlantis, and you get an awesome shot of steel eel from over here as well. This is the chocolate and cherry crepe, and it smells delicious. All of the cherry stuff is on the inside, and you can see that good cherry goodness there.
Oh.
This is the Monte Cristo crepe, and we'll have to cut this guy open too. And there you can see all the goodness on the inside of this Monte Cristo crepe. Alright y'all, I am a little wet in the hair, but that's because I just rode Journey to Atlantis. And I didn't get super wet, which was nice, but I wanted to tell you all, we ate the crepes at the France booth, and it was okay. Maybe not my kind of flavor mix, but it was a lot of food, so if you like crepes, then you definitely get a lot of food there. But I'll let you guys kind of be the judge. I think maybe just the ham and the meat with the sweet mixture inside the crepe didn't really do it for me, but I'll leave it up to y'all to decide. Alright, so because we filled out our whole passport with stamps, oh dear, it's windy, we got our free dessert, and we went over back to the Spain section, and we got this dessert, the crema catalana, which is milk custard infused with citrus, vanilla, cinnamon, and finished with caramelized sugar. So we're about to dig in and enjoy. Just as an added bonus for y'all, our friends got the frozen, what is it, blueberry?
Blackberry.
Blackberry, acai. And you can see it there, that looks pretty awesome. And they used their free dessert redemption for this at the Brazil stand. Alright ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna finish it here at SeaWorld San Antonio. Got very hot, and I wasn't quite ready for it, but as you can see, lots of delicious food. I definitely think that it is worth it. You do only have one more weekend, so you're gonna have to head out here next weekend if you'd like to enjoy the Seven Seas Food Festival. I recommend pretty much everything that we ate. Everything was definitely worth trying, and me and Hilda actually split the 15 sample pass. So if you are, I think it might be platinum and then the level below pass holder, you get the 15 hole stamp, and then you get 3 additional. So we had 18 total, and we did totally fine off of that. Now keep in mind, we didn't drink a lot. We got a few drinks, but not a lot. So if you're more into drinking when you eat, then you might need additional ones, but I can I can say that we are definitely satisfied. We've gotten enough food in our bodies. We're nice and full off of sharing that one pass. I didn't want to point this out at the beginning of the video, but we had a lot of trouble just getting into the park today and getting our food passes. I don't know, it was just, everything was just running really inconveniently, but as the day went on, of course, once we got into the park and started enjoying the festival, things got a lot better. So thankfully, we just didn't have that negative experience all the way through, because every time I come to SeaWorld, I do think that it's going to be a positive experience, just because it usually is a really solid service and a really solid product that they put out. If y'all have any questions about SeaWorld, or if you have any questions about the Seven Seas Food Festival, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. I'd love to answer those for you. We thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon.